then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all. Peak flow.
Hey, everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers as they take on last year's #1 overall pick, Baker Mayfield, and the upstart Cleveland Browns. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. This was the scene a few minutes ago, the dog pound in full roar. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be taken about the 12. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Steelers make their way out. The Killer Bees are no more. Only one remains, and that's their quarterback, number 7, Ben Roethlisberger. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak, but we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplify their offense, and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Ben going to give this one to Conner. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. A check on the numbers last week for Connor. He was creeping up toward 200 yards, thought he was going to get there, didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
On second down, Connor looking for space. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey. A look now at the defensive starters for Cleveland. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
Here's Samuels. And some room to maneuver. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Browns under their new head coach, Freddie Kitchens. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
Brandon, it's always nice when you get recognized with an individual award. And he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. But when you do it in a win, so much the better.
Absolutely. And he was all talking about that win, not so much the award he received on Wednesday.
And it's a nice-looking award. I wonder if he took it home, got out of the car, showed it off to the kids in the neighborhood, passed it around. I wonder what he did with it.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And a peek now at the offense for Cleveland.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game. Because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally, and probably not put any pads on until you play again Thursday night.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood what the 3rd down play was. the down and distance and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep for the Steelers, Ryan Switzer. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Conner, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times do we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. He finds his target, Beckham. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they're really in sync right now.
They begin on the ground here with Conner. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 20, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest-Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack. Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril. Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area. He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Browns on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Mayfield looks to throw. He finds Beckham, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 37. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Mayfield tosses one complete to Landry. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Mayfield now, and it's caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? 2nd quarter, and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play, but sometimes it's okay to dream big because
I'm focusing on the 4th quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though, because we could be witnessing big guys up front who are creating the holes for him to run through.
Yeah, they've all been good so far. Ben leaves to Conner on the draw. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. They'll try and run forward with Conner. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger steps away. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust. make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken from the 7.
That's it, baby.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens as they'll square off against the visiting Houston Texans. Good stuff to follow on the West Coast in the afternoon window, one being out in Oakland, where it'll be the Raiders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And finally, on Sunday Night Football, a matchup that we nearly saw in the playoffs last year, Bears and Rams from Los Angeles. In the game you've been watching, it was Ben Roethlisberger who led the way offensively in the first half. His guys have a 3-touchdown lead as we're about ready to go into the second half. And to get you through it, we give it back to Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. The intended receiver was Seth DeValve, but now it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. And he can't bring it in. Incomplete. He dropped it on the crossing route. 4th down now.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. Switzer on the return. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. The drive will start with Connor. Shrugs off another, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Connor. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll run for it with Connor. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple is all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, put a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Connor. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action?
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They run with Hunt. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
A lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the secondary. figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Yeah, difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Mayfield. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing, Mayfield. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. Mayfield from the gun on third down. And the catch made by Johnson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. Here's Switzer. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself. You still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Oh, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. On third down, Connor. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get this.
Right back to Connor here on first. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. On second down now. It's Connor. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10. On first and 10 is Connor. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
He's got it. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just the week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Steelers, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, alongside
S-T-R-O. Yeah. How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? You ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend a day with you. I'm out in my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I'm made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. This shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take no speeds. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down to ride, never try. You will never know, you ain't never try. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Like that. It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that?